come from the SAMS Europe 2015 in Berlin. I'm here with Olaf Diehl, Managing Director from Aspera. Hello.
Hi.
Do you mind briefly introducing yourself?
Yeah, as Managing Director of Aspera, I'm responsible for sales and marketing, and therefore I'm always interested in, let's say, talk to people to understand what they're doing, and that's mainly what I'm doing, visiting your conferences.
Okay. People in the SAMS industry currently really debate whether I want to have a tool or rely on SAMS services. What is Asperas' approach to that? Do you think it's really one or the other, or should it be a combination of both?
Historically, we've seen that most of the customers we found until, let's say, 2008 or 9 decided to buy a tool, and they plan to provide that tool as an on-premise solution internally. And besides the implementation, usually our task was limited. After some years, they recognized that it's a hard work to be done permanently, and therefore they switched into a, let's say, hybrid mode. So several activities were delivered by us. So our portfolio step by step extended from technical support during provision to operational support of several tasks. So today I would say a more mature customer has usually a mixed setup or potentially outsourced setup to a certain extent.
Okay. What is the key success factor for service or on-premise usage?
If you go for on-premise, you have to, let's say, set up a proper process as always, and you also need a dedicated team with adequate capacity. If you're not able to deliver such, potentially you will get some trouble. Maybe the whole service might fail. So vice versa, if someone decides to have a service, he can, let's say, invest his internal capacity into the areas where the most value can be added. And therefore, I would say it's always a good idea to have the whole picture and not a technology approach to decide how to set up the SAM service.
Okay. What is the actual key information that should go into a SAM catalog?
Catalog is let's say, a complicated thing because everyone's talking about catalog, but it's no official definition available. So for us, catalog means all the structured knowledge the tool needs to interpret things automatically. So to reduce manual work, to reduce daily efforts or periodical efforts, a catalog should contain everything, and more important, a catalog should be a normalizing factor, so to ensure data quality, a very, very big issue, and at least the catalog should also be open and flexible to be adjusted either by the provider or by the customer himself.
And what are your thoughts on SAP? Why do you think it's like maybe a special vendor? And why should especially end-user organizations be really cautious when it comes to licensing questions?
From our perspective, SAP is not a specific special vendor. It's a little bit different because historically SAP was often managed separately from all the rest. So we have an independent, let's say, SAM community around SAP. On the other hand, SAP is business critical in most of the time, so it's a very important part of the IT infrastructure. And as a third aspect, it's hard to measure, it's hard to decide because it's not pure technology you have to look at. You have to decide some user types doing this and that, and you have to negotiate if this is the more expensive one or the lesser expensive one. So as a result, SAP needs, let's say, specific approach, but can be and should be handled as all the others.
And everyone at the moment talks about software licensing for mobile devices. Do you really think it's such a new and up-to-date topic?
As a vendor, I can say mobile devices are just another type of devices, so it's not a problem for us to handle them. The other question is, how is software on mobile devices procured? There are alternative concepts existing. Using a store in the internet is something else than providing a purchase order. But on the other hand, a company needs some policies around that and has to decide which technical way is offered, and this should and will then define how to manage it. Technically, it's not a problem.
Okay. Great. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate that, and I hope to see you again next year at the conference.
Potentially you will.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.